on or off drugs, but especially on drugs, to drive people away from me. But now that I have some recovery in my life and I'm working and I get the screen time and gain some credibility, people see me sticking a little bit longer this time around, my phone rings. How you doing? Want to go to the gym? Want to get a bite to eat? Can I go to a meeting with you? Whatever it is, and it's just, it is amazing. And I have stagnated the last month because I've gone back to some of my old ways. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to be perfect anytime soon. But I have what I have now is by the grace of God, because 90 days, about 100 days ago, like I may or may not have a heart attack. Something happened to my heart. I was sitting in a truck, having something happen to me, and I was living in the truck for a couple of weeks. And there was no hope. And my sponsor at the time, I remember calling, he's in his room now, and said, were you ever this bad? And I was just crying, like, what the fuck am I going to do? So, can I carry a message of hope? Look where the fuck I'm standing. Me, I'm up here standing here from this room. I've been coming in and out of this room for 9 fucking years, 3 days back, 12 days back, 11 days back and forth, over and over, relentlessly. The bottom line is, I didn't believe it, but obviously I was doing it. Just kept coming back. Just kept coming back. If you don't keep coming back, then you definitely will not get it. I haven't gotten anything yet other than the fact that I have some recovery in my life right now. I don't claim to be working the steps, religiously. I completed step 1. I did that. For me, it was historic. And that's another thing coming in, like, what am I going to talk about? Talk about the fact that, that I'm gaining some rep. Completing step 1. Like, the fact that I did that, my sponsor said, okay, you're done. Go ahead for that. I didn't know what step work was all these years. I just came in the room as a meeting maker, and I still do it now. I just bullshit, tell some jokes and whatnot, but I didn't do anything. But I really did work hard. I pulled back a lot, but I worked really, really hard, and I'm clean today. And I'm going to jump the fuck all over the place because that's how my brain works, and I'll go and tell you how it started. A little bit about me, because I've never shared my story in depth with everybody. I'm Chris, I'm an addict. By the age of 10 years old, I was out of control before drugs. I lived my life on my terms, and no one could stop me from doing what I wanted to do. I had an insatiable thirst and appetite for everything and anything. It was candy, it was girls, it was troubles, it was lighting fires. No matter what the fuck it was, I did it. And it didn't stop. Because instant gratification isn't even fast enough for me. So when I met drugs, it was over. I started smoking pot at 13. They say that when you first do drugs, that's when you start growing, so that makes about good sense, right? I'm about 13. People that know me, that sounds about right. Did that for a couple of years. You remember, I had to drop your name, how we would smoke pot, the way I would do it, all the windows up, and smoke until everybody's almost dead.
Correct.
That's it. That's how I did every single drug. Dropped the hit from acid, graduated to acid and LSD, and that went on for about 2 or 3 years, okay? Got out of high school, gave up drugs. Started my own company, and became a good boy. I don't know how, by the grace of God. I just put myself into my business. I didn't do any drugs. Then I got married in 2001. I got married. I got married to a beautiful girl, and I had a baby, okay? And things didn't go my way. And I couldn't handle it like a man. And I inadvertently got hooked on painkillers because I had them from a dentist. But what happened was they didn't really help with my anxiety. I have fucking massive anxiety disorder. They quelled my anxiety. I didn't know it. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. After a while, I didn't realize these things fucking work. This is what everybody else feels like. I love it. I fell in love. I'll fast forward. 3 years later, I had an 80-pill-a-day fucking painkiller habit. I lost my house on fucking painkillers. That's the unmanageability of my life. It didn't take, it wasn't crack and heroin. I had a brand new home, thriving business, a wife and child, everything you could want. My life collapsed. I kicked my daughter and my wife out of the house, moved in a 19-year-old girlfriend, and that's the piece of shit I became right from there. And it didn't stop until 100 days ago, actually. The cycle with it. I got once I got kicked out of my house, I had a summer house, went to my first rehab, and I knew nothing about recovery or drug addiction or anything. All I knew is I wanted it to be easy, because I don't like to do any type of work. So I looked through the internet, and I checked all the rehabs for amenities. I wanted to see which rehab had what. This is who I am. That's what I did. I looked all over the place, who had swimming pools, who had the gym, what kind of bed, I wanted to see pictures of the beds. I had no idea what I was up against with this disease. I thought rehab was going to be fucking cured. So I went away to Miami, a holistic treatment center. gourmet food. They took us to the spa, the beach, the swimming pool. They took us to meetings. Just run over my head. I thought it was a little vacation to come back in between. Came out, within 5 days later, at the age of 31, I did cocaine for the first time. That's really off for the race. Did cocaine for about 6 months. In the house, by myself. The new place I live, taped up the windows, they get fucking paranoid. Okay? Okay, got out of control again. Needed to go away again. Doing things again, okay? So I decided the best thing for me to do is to get out of Dodge. I told my mom and dad I want to be here again. But really where I was going was to Las Vegas by myself. I checked into New York, New York. And that's where I went. I stayed in New York, New York for about 10 days. And I just drank so I can get off the other shit. Took a taxi to the airport, we got bored. I didn't know where I was going. I said, take me to California. Went to California, and I learned how to smoke crack. I smoked crack in the Beverly Hills Hilton for about 10 days, and that's it. From there on in, I'm not going to talk about no more what I did. I've been smoking crack, shooting dope for the last 5 years of my life. I've been in and out of rehabs and detoxes, psych wards, and jail. That fast, it happened. You know, I thought I was at my worst when I lost my home, and I felt bad when I was getting up painkillers. I thought that it couldn't get worse than that, and my wife left me. I thought that was it. It can't get any worse than that. Bull fucking shit. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and it doesn't stop. And let me say, I didn't believe anything anybody ever told me when I came to these rooms about that I can do it, and that there's always hope, or that there's even a point to it. I really, this year, I'll just talk about this year and then wrap it up. This year, this summer, I really wanted to die. I didn't want to live. And I guess you can say, I mean, my psychiatrist says you had the courage not to do it, she says. Because I say I don't have the courage to do it. Right. Maybe I didn't want to hurt my family that much, and that's why I didn't do it. I don't know. Because I really did want to die. And I didn't die. God has a plan for me in public, because this summer, I just was out there killing myself. I mean, I was doing things to my body and just not caring. Places this disease took me, you know. I'm actually, you know, my honesty is black right now, so I'm ashamed to say where I ended up and the things I did. But the bottom line is, I'm not there anymore, you know. I'm not there anymore. But this last summer, you know, coming from a good home and having so much in your life and ending up in a parking lot, you know, sleeping in a truck in the back of a fucking parking lot. You know, I remember like a couple months ago, I was in a parking lot and I was in the back of the truck and smoking some crack, and cops came and they were writing tickets for the car. They had no plates on the car and shit. It's just a fucking lousy way to live. And all I'm trying to say is that people say this all the time. If I can do it, anybody can do it, because there is always hope. There has to be. Look around the room. We're all alive. We've all done the same thing. I'm not special. I'm not different. I know that. But I had madness, and I was insane. I'm crazy now, but you can get restored to sanity. And you put your faith, and you can't do it without a sponsor. You can't do it without God, and you need to seek suggestions. That's the only reason why I'm here right now. Because I tried it my way for 8 fucking years, doing it my way. I'm still doing it a little bit my way, but the fact that I've taken those major suggestions, have a sponsor call them every single day, support group, talk to some recovering addicts on a daily, drop team, say a prayer, make meetings, doing step work, doing extracurricular stuff, picking up meetings for meetings, picking up people for meetings. You know, I'm doing things I've never done. And that's why I'm here. It feels damn good. And, you know, that's why I had my daughter at my house this Christmas. You know, I've all but abandoned my child, and things do come back, and people come back. And that's this is the greatest Christmas my family has had in 8 years. Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. That just by staying clean and getting your shit together, that people all can forgive you and take you back into their lives. And I'm grateful for that. I don't know much more what I can say other than the fact that I am grateful that I'm up here. It is a fucking honor. I've heard so many people come into here, and you sit there, and when they come up here and they say it's an honor and a privilege, even though I was nervous, it really is an honor and a privilege. Because I sat in those seats, broken,